Have you ever found yourself questioning if the person you're with truly respects you, or if their words are quietly tearing you down? Relationships are supposed to lift us up, but sometimes the words we hear are warnings we ignore. What if I told you that ancient wisdom, yes, wisdom from over 2,000 years ago, could help you recognize when it's time to walk away for your own peace and growth? If you're tired of confusion and want clarity in your love life, then stay with me. This video could change everything for you. Before we dive into Marcus Aurelius' timeless advice on relationships and the 10 red flags you should never ignore, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us bring more transformative content. Now, grab a seat and settle in, because these lessons might just save you from heartbreak and wasted years. You're deeply invested in someone, giving your time, energy, and love. But every now and then, something feels off. A comment here, a dismissive tone there. You brush it off, telling yourself it's just a rough patch. But is it? Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most profound Stoic philosophers, believed in the power of self-respect and clarity. He taught that we must not ignore the subtle signs that disrupt our inner peace. So today we'll explore 10 things that, if she says them, should serve as your signal to leave immediately. These lessons are rooted in Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the importance of protecting your peace, valuing your worth, and staying true to yourself. 1. You're overreacting. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a moment where you're feeling something raw, vulnerable, and deeply important to you, only to hear you're overreacting? It stings, doesn't it? It feels like the person you trust most is rejecting your truth. Imagine this scenario. You've had a tough day. Maybe your boss was harsh, or you're overwhelmed by responsibilities. You confide in your partner, hoping for support, but instead, they dismiss you with, "You're making a big deal out of nothing." You start questioning yourself, am I being too sensitive? Am I the problem? This is where Marcus Aurelius' wisdom becomes your guide. He believed in embracing our emotions as part of the human experience. Yes, Stoics are often associated with controlling emotions, but that doesn't mean ignoring or invalidating them. Marcus taught that we must acknowledge our feelings and respond thoughtfully. When someone dismisses your emotions, they're telling you they don't value your perspective. Think about your love story. Remember those moments when you felt truly seen and heard? That's the foundation of a healthy relationship. If your partner constantly undermines your feelings, they're eroding that foundation. Now, pause and reflect. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever felt like your emotions were being minimized or ignored? Let me tell you something crucial. Your feelings are valid. The right partner will hold space for your emotions, even if they don't fully understand them. If you're in a relationship where you're overreacting has become a common refrain, it's time to step back and reassess. Protect your peace, because no one else will do it for you. 2. You'll never find someone better. Picture this. You're in a heated argument. Maybe you finally found the courage to speak up about something that's been bothering you. Instead of addressing the issue, your partner says, "You'll never find someone better than me." How does that make you feel? Small? Trapped? Like your options are limited? This phrase isn't just a red flag, it's a glaring neon warning sign. It's designed to instill fear and self-doubt, making you question your worth. Marcus Aurelius would remind you that your value doesn't depend on someone else's opinion or manipulation. You are inherently worthy, and no one has the right to make you feel otherwise. Think back to your happiest love memories. Did those moments make you feel free, confident, and loved? That's what true connection looks like. But when someone uses fear to keep you in a relationship, they're prioritizing control over mutual respect. Let me ask you this. Do you believe you deserve a partner who values and uplifts you? Because you absolutely do. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Walking away from someone who doesn't appreciate your worth is not a failure. It's a victory for your self-respect. 3. It's not that big of a deal. Let me tell you a story. Imagine you're planning a special evening, a celebration of your anniversary. You've put in effort thinking of every little detail to make it perfect. But when you share your excitement with your partner, they shrug and say, "It's not that big of a deal." How would that make you feel? Hurt? Undervalued? Marcus Aurelius believed in the importance of mutual respect and appreciation. When someone consistently dismisses what's important to you, they're signaling a lack of care. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control, and one of the most critical things we control is how we allow others to treat us. Relationships thrive on shared joy and mutual acknowledgement. Think about your favorite memory with a loved one. Wasn't it the small gestures that made it special? Now, imagine those moments being brushed aside as insignificant. If your partner often minimizes your efforts, it's a sign of imbalance. You deserve someone who celebrates your contributions, no matter how small. Remember, love isn't just about grand gestures. It's about recognizing and valuing the little things that make life meaningful. Take a moment to reflect. Are your efforts being reciprocated, or are they being dismissed? Protect your peace and know when to walk away. By now, you've likely recognized a pattern. These phrases aren't just words. They're indicators of deeper issues in a relationship. If these stories resonate with your experiences, you're not alone. Relationships should nurture your growth, not hinder it. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the remaining points. The best is yet to come. 4. You're too sensitive. Let me ask you this. Have you ever shared something close to your heart, only to hear you're too sensitive? Think back to that moment. Did it make you feel like you were wrong for simply being human? Picture this. You're having a meaningful conversation. Maybe you're opening up about something from your past, something that shaped who you are today. Instead of compassion, you're met with ridicule. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? You're too sensitive. Suddenly you feel small, as though your emotions are a burden. Marcus Aurelius taught that self-awareness is a sign of strength. Emotions, while powerful, are not our enemy. They are a part of us. Stoicism doesn't teach us to suppress our emotions, it teaches us to understand them and respond with intention. When someone labels you as too sensitive, they're not only dismissing your feelings, they're also attacking your character. A loving partner would never make you feel ashamed for expressing yourself. Think about the best moments in your love life. Weren't those the times when you felt truly understood? When your partner embraced your emotions and met you with warmth, not judgment? Let me tell you something. Sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's a sign of depth and empathy. If someone can't honor that, it says more about them than it does about you. Reflect on your relationship. Does your partner make you feel safe to share your heart? If not, it might be time to reconsider whether this dynamic is truly serving you. 5. I was just joking. Let's talk about humor. Humor is one of the most beautiful ways to connect with someone. But what happens when humor is used as a weapon instead of a bridge? Have you ever had someone make a comment that stung, only for them to brush it off with, "I was just joking"? Imagine this. You spent extra time getting ready for a date. You're excited, hoping your partner will notice and appreciate the effort. Instead, they say, "Wow, trying to impress someone else?" and laugh it off. You laugh awkwardly too, but deep down it hurts. Marcus Aurelius taught that our actions should align with our values. And respect is a fundamental value in any relationship. When someone uses jokes to belittle you, they're testing your boundaries. The phrase, "I was just joking," often disguises disrespect. Ask yourself, does your partner's humor make you feel loved? Or does it make you question your worth? Think back to the laughter you've shared with someone you love. True, joyful laughter that brought you closer. That's what humor should do. If someone consistently uses jokes to put you down, it's a sign of immaturity and lack of emotional intelligence. You deserve a partner who builds you up, not one who tears you down under the guise of humor. 6. You're lucky to be with me? Let's get real for a moment. Relationships are about mutual respect and appreciation, right? So what happens when one person believes they're doing you a favor by being with you? Has your partner ever said, "You're lucky to be with me"? How did that make you feel? Imagine this. You've been working hard to support your partner's dreams. Maybe you've taken on extra responsibilities to help them pursue their goals. Instead of gratitude, they say, "You're lucky I'm here." Most people wouldn't stick around. Suddenly, your efforts feel unnoticed, as if you're the one being tolerated. Marcus Aurelius believed that humility is the cornerstone of character. A healthy relationship is built on mutual appreciation. If someone constantly reminds you of how lucky you are, they're not fostering love, they're creating imbalance. Think about your happiest love memories. Were they built on mutual respect and shared gratitude? That's what real connection looks like. When someone sees the relationship as a one-sided favor, they're diminishing its value. Let me tell you something important. You're not. Lucky to be loved, you're worthy of love. A good partner will never make you feel like you have to earn their presence. They'll cherish you for who you are and recognize your worth without conditions. So reflect on your relationship. Are you being celebrated or merely tolerated? The difference matters. By now, these stories might feel uncomfortably familiar, but remember, the purpose of these lessons isn't to make you feel hopeless, it's to empower you to prioritize your peace and self-worth. If these points resonate, don't click away. We're just getting started, and the insights ahead could transform your love life. Stay with me. 7. Why can't you be more like? Have you ever been compared to someone else by someone you love? Maybe it was subtle, like a passing comment about how someone else does things better. Or maybe it was blatant, like, why can't you be more like them? How did it make you feel? Hurt? Inadequate? As though you weren't enough? Imagine this. You're pouring your heart into making your relationship work. You're being the best version of yourself, yet your partner says, "Why can't you be more like so and so? They're always so calm or funny or successful." In that moment, it feels like a dagger to the heart, doesn't it? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, would remind you of a profound truth: you are enough as you are. Comparison is the thief of joy. It takes away the uniqueness of your journey and plants seeds of doubt. A healthy partner never compares you to others. Instead, they cherish the qualities that make you unique. Think back to your best love memories. Were they moments when your partner celebrated you, quirks and all? Or did you feel like you had to meet an impossible standard set by someone else? Let me tell you this, love is not about making you feel less than. It's about building each other up. If someone constantly compares you to others, they're not valuing you for who you are, they're projecting their dissatisfaction onto you. Remember, you're not competing with anyone. The right person will see you as their partner, not as someone who needs to measure up to others. Take a moment to reflect. Do you feel celebrated or compared in your relationship? The answer speaks volumes about the health of your connection. 8. It's all your fault. Let's take a moment to talk about blame. Have you ever been in a situation where every argument, every issue somehow becomes your fault? You might start asking yourself, is it really me? Am I the problem? Picture this, you and your partner have a disagreement. You calmly express your concerns, but instead of listening, they point the finger at you. This wouldn't have happened if you weren't so stubborn. Suddenly, the conversation shifts. It's no longer about resolving the issue, it's about defending yourself. Marcus Aurelius believed in accountability, but not in the way blame is used as a weapon. He taught that we must examine ourselves and take responsibility for our actions. However, a loving relationship requires both people to share that accountability. If one person refuses to own their mistakes and constantly shifts the blame onto you, it's a sign of immaturity. Think back to a time when you felt truly supported in a relationship. Wasn't it when your partner stood by you, even in difficult moments? That's what partnership is about. If someone always blames you, they're not in a partnership, they're in a power struggle. So let me ask you, does your partner take responsibility for their actions? Or do they always make you the scapegoat? Don't carry the weight of a relationship alone. You deserve someone who shares the load. 9. You're always so negative. Have you ever been labeled as negative by your partner? Maybe you were venting about a tough day or expressing concern about something important to you. only to hear, "You're always so negative." How did that make you feel? Silenced? Misunderstood? Imagine this. You're trying to open up about something that's been bothering you. Maybe it's about your job, your family, or even the relationship itself. Instead of receiving support, you're met with frustration. Why do you have to be so negative all the time? They say. In that moment, it's as if your feelings don't matter, as if you're the problem for simply being human. Marcus Aurelius believed in self-improvement, but he also believed in compassion. Venting or expressing concerns isn't negativity. It's part of being honest and authentic. A healthy relationship creates space for both partners to share their burdens without fear of judgment. Think about the moments when you felt most loved. Wasn't it when your partner listened to you with patience and care? Even when you were struggling? That's what love looks like. Let me tell you this, your feelings are not a burden. If someone constantly labels you as negative, they're avoiding the real issues. Instead of silencing your voice, a good partner will help you work through challenges together. Take a step back and ask yourself, does your partner create a safe space for you to express yourself? Or do they make you feel silenced? The answer will tell you everything you need to know. 10. If you love me, you'll... Let's talk about ultimatums. Have you ever heard, if you love me, you'll do this, or if you love me, you'll change that? How did that make you feel? Manipulated? Controlled? Imagine this. Your partner wants something from you, maybe. They want you to cut off a friendship, change your career, or give up something you love. Instead of asking respectfully, they say, if you love me, you'll do it. Suddenly, love feels like a transaction, a condition you have to meet. Marcus Aurelius taught that love should come from a place of integrity and mutual respect, not manipulation. Love isn't a bargaining chip. If someone uses ultimatums, they're trying to control you rather than nurture the relationship. Think about your happiest love moments. Were they built on freedom and trust? Or were they filled with conditions and obligations? Let me tell you this, true love doesn't force you to sacrifice your identity. It supports your growth and respects your boundaries. If someone uses love as leverage, it's a sign they're prioritizing their needs over the health of the relationship. Reflect on your relationship. Does your partner respect your autonomy? Or do they use love as a tool to control you? Remember, love should empower you, not diminish you. By now, you might see parts of your own story in these examples. That's okay, it's a sign you're gaining clarity. Relationships are meant to uplift you, not drain you. Stay with me, because we're uncovering the wisdom that will help you prioritize your peace and happiness. Every word spoken in a relationship carries weight. Marcus Aurelius' teachings remind us that our peace and self-worth must never be compromised. If she says any of these 10 things, it's a clear sign to reevaluate whether the relationship aligns with your values and emotional well-being. Remember, Stoicism is about living in harmony with yourself and others. Don't let someone else's words disrupt your inner peace. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.